life, wisdom.
Hi, I'm Jen Hilman, and today we're going to look at a little foot massage. Mira is my massage model today, and I know there are some of you that love feet, and there are certainly some people who hate feet, but what I really want to know is, who do you think has cuter feet? I mean, I think it's pretty obvious, honestly, but I'll leave it up to you. Leave me a comment. Tell me who has the cutest pedicure on YouTube. Okay, well, Mira's got a pretty good pedicure, so we'll go ahead and give her a good foot massage today. All right, to get started, I'm just gonna take a comfortable seat at Mira's feet and just start by placing my hands over her heels. This is just a nice moment to get grounded and connected with your partner. Taking some deep breaths together. And so to start, I'm gonna sit on my knees. It kind of gives me a little bit more leverage, but if it's comfortable for you sitting on your bottom, then you can sit that way, as long as you feel comfortable and supported. So I'm gonna start by bringing my thumbs across the soles of her feet, and little by little, I'm just gonna work my way up towards her toes. I'm just applying a slight spiraling pressure, just allowing for a little bit of mobility in between the bones and joints in her feet. And making my way up and down, I'll begin to spiral her foot outward. So again, just exploring the possibilities for movement. This is also a nice way to start warming up your partner's feet. So sometimes our extremities, toes, and fingers can get cold. But once your hands start warming up as you begin to make contact with your partner's feet, it can really help them to warm up too, which is a nice way to start a massage. So I will start with one foot, just scooping under her ankle. I'm going to sit to one side and just extend my leg underneath her leg so that you can see my nice pedicure too. And this also just gives me some nice support, so I have control over where her leg is going, and just allows for a little bit more bodily contact, which helps your partner to deepen into their sense of relaxation. So taking hold underneath her heel gives me control over her leg and her foot. And I like to start with just some nice stretches by leaning back. So I get a good hold on her foot and just lean my weight back. And this actually stretches all the way up into her hip, which can feel really nice if your partner spends a lot of time sitting. Then the hips can get compressed and tight, so this nice stretch is a good way to start opening up any tightness through the hips. So, supporting her foot with my hand, I'm just going to go in with my thumb and start applying pressure along the long arch of her foot, all the way up to the joint of her big toe. I'm coming back down to her heel. Again, I'm just applying pressure with my thumb, working my way up towards the joints of her toes. So this is working along some of the energy meridians, also hitting some major reflexology points as you just cover the surface of the sole of the foot. And coming in, I'll reach and just gently pull on each of her toes. I'm not applying a lot of pressure. I'm not squeezing her toes very hard. And I'm not yanking her toes, but just getting a nice good grip on her toes and leaning much in the same way I did, just stretching her leg. So it's not necessarily about popping the toe joint, although sometimes that can happen. It's really more just about stretching the muscle fibers that get tight. So just leaning back. And I'll also have some access here where I can stretch her ankle. So just leaning my hand, pressing into the ball of her foot. Gives a nice long stretch along the back of her ankle. Then I'll turn my hand to the top of her foot, pressing her foot down, allowing for a stretch across the top of her ankle. And so you can repeat this a few times. And then after you warm up the ankle that way, you can start to make some circles. Now you may find if people have ankle problems, if they've had ankle surgeries, or if they have any pins or screws in their ankle, then this circular motion might become uncomfortable. So it's important to kind of be aware of what's going on in your partner's body. You certainly don't want to put them in a situation that would be uncomfortable or painful. But Mira's got some great range of motion here and no problems with her ankles, so it's nice to just kind of give her that circular stretch. And then again, working with the mobility of the joints in her feet, I'm going to reach across the top of her foot to grab the outside edge here. And once I get a good grip on the outside edge of her foot, I'm going to twist her foot to just mobilize all those tiny little bones. So I'll work my way up and down. Then I'll switch hands, come across the top of her foot to reach for the inner arch. And then again, I'm twisting her foot, mobilizing those small bones. Working my way up and down. Now here I'll usually take a little time with both of my thumbs. I'm just going to make some small circles across the entire surface of the sole of her foot. And especially along that inner arch, feels really nice. As your partner has flat feet or has to stand a lot, then this arch gets collapsed. So any kind of massage you can do in the arch of the foot usually feels really, really nice. It also feels really nice to use your thumbs to spread the sole of the foot apart, kind of spreading and stretching the tendons and ligaments apart. And then just stretch her toes back, allowing for a nice stretch across the sole of her foot. And I'll curl her toes down to get a stretch across the top of her foot. And so those are just a few simple techniques to massage the feet. So I'll move over to the other side and work on her other leg. So I'll start by scooping under her heel to lift her leg. Then I just slide my leg underneath hers to give her a little added support and a little more control on my part. So now that I've got a nice good connection on her foot, I'm going to start to lean back, just allowing for a nice balanced stretch across her hip. And so you'll notice I'm not just pulling her leg, but I'm actually using my body weight to lean. And this allows for a little bit more of an integrated sense of stretching in a diagonal line all the way out through the sole of her foot. So using your body weight can really help you get a little more leverage and a deeper sense of relaxation for your partner. And then from here, I'll start working along the sole of her foot, using my thumb to just imprint a little pressure from the top of her heel all the way up to the joint of each toe. I'm just working my way mindfully and slowly. So how many of you out there are ticklish? This little pressure along the sole of the feet might be uncomfortable for people that are ticklish, but some of these other techniques can actually be a really great way for people that have that ticklish sensitivity to be able to get a little foot love. Because getting massage on your feet is really healthy and therapeutic. We often take our feet for granted and forget about how much work they do for us and how much stress we can put them through. So anytime you can get a nice foot massage is really, really great. So little things like grabbing onto the toes and just leaning back can be great for someone who has a ticklish sensitivity. This shouldn't be too much of a problem, especially because we're not yanking on the toes. I'm not pulling her toes. Just gently leaning back, allowing for a little stretch and space in between each of the joints. Do a little bit of mobility through the foot. This can also be great for people who are a little sensitive on the soles of their feet. If you reach up and over to grab the outside edge, then you can use this leverage to twist the foot. And I'll switch hands, move up and over to grab the inside arch, and again, working from the heel up towards the toes. Ooh, got a nice little pop in there. That's a good sign. And then from here, we can flex her foot, giving her a nice stretch across the back of her ankle and maybe even into the calf as well. Then I'll move my hand to the top of her foot, leaning back to get a nice stretch along the front of her ankle. And just move through that cycle a few times. And then from there we can roll the ankle around. And so if you'll notice for all of this, I'm really incorporating movement through my torso so that I'm using my body weight to lean back so that all of this movement is all the way through my body. It's not all just happening right at my hands, but allowing for this movement to be integrated through my body actually allows the movement to go deeper into Mira's body. So really finding that connection within yourself can help your partner relax deeper. It's pretty amazing. So I'm stretching her toes back to stretch across the sole of her foot. And we're stretching the toes down to stretch across the tops here. And just finding any final movements to help your partner relax. Maybe making some small circles around the soles of the feet. Can feel really nice. Just improving circulation, which is great. There's not as many veins and capillaries in your feet, so your circulation can get a little reduced around the feet. So massaging your feet is also another great way to really help improve circulation and help the flow of lymph and blood all the way back up to your heart. And we'll try spreading the feet wide apart. It feels really nice to just open up across the ball of the foot all the way down to the heel. After a long day of work or a long day of dealing with stressful situations in your life, getting a nice foot massage is super relaxing. So do your friends and your loved ones a favor and give them some foot love today. So be sure and leave me some comments, you guys. It's always great to get your feedback. I love hearing from you. And don't forget, who has the best pedicure? Oh, I don't know, Mira's looks pretty good. Thank you guys so much for watching. Visit my website, jenhilman.com, where you can learn more about me and my practice. And don't forget to subscribe to Psychetruth. There's tons of videos that you'll enjoy and my full library of videos. So thanks a lot for watching, you guys. Have a great day and share this good information with your friends.